Hey everyone, it's Shazam, and I'm back with a new video, and this time I'm gonna be talking about Sage Mode Naruto vs Sage Mode Jiraiya. Now we can all agree that Naruto's Sage Mode surpasses Jiraiya's, no doubt about that. But there's this misconception that just cause Naruto has better Sage Mode, that means he's automatically stronger, which is not the case at all. In this fight, I'll be removing all the summonings except Fukasaku and Shima since they play an important role in Jiraiya's Sage Mode, and I'll be excluding QB obviously. So who would win, Naruto's massive power or Jiraiya's experience and ninjutsu combos? So what Naruto has over Jiraiya is chakra reserves. That's obvious since he's an Uzumaki and that's why he has perfect Sage Mode, at least that's what I think. What Naruto lacks in is jutsu arsenal and versatility, and just cause he has perfect Sage Mode, that doesn't just make him more powerful. It's true, Sage Mode multiplies one's strength massively, perfect or not, but think of it this way. It boosts ninjutsu, taijutsu, and genjutsu. While it boosts genjutsu, Jiraiya still couldn't use it despite the amp he got in that category. Why is that? Cause he originally didn't know how to use any. There is nothing to multiply, so even if Naruto's Sage Mode gives a better boost, he still gets less amp since he's got less skills. While Jiraiya could use all the amp ninjutsu he has, I don't think I have to mention this again, but he was able to simultaneously use 5 techniques at once. Now who's smarter is debatable since they only get smart when the plot demands it. Naruto showed impressive tactical ability for an idiot who lacks experience against Pain, and how he took down the Naraka path is part of the reason why it's my favorite fight of all anime. But when you compare the intel they had against Pain, Jiraiya's plan was more impressive. With only 3 pieces of information, their linked vision, the Animal Path's ability, and the Preta Path's ability, he was immediately able to take all 3 of them out. As for taijutsu, well, I'd say Naruto's Frog Kata takes it, but in pure taijutsu, I'm not even sure if the Frog Kata level depends on whether the Sage Mode is perfect or not. But I know this, Jiraiya is a better basic taijutsu user, so even if Naruto's Frog Kata was better, Jiraiya's original skills would even it out. As for sensory capabilities, I believe Naruto's are superior due to his perfect Sage Mode, but Jiraiya doesn't fall short when it comes to sensory capabilities. The argument I hear a lot is, Jiraiya couldn't even sense pain behind him, his Sage Mode is garbage. I've been through this before. I don't know about you, but Jiraiya wasn't the only Sage there, and I don't think the ones present are any worse than Naruto in Sage Mode. In fact, they're better Sages than Naruto. So yeah, it was just plot, like how Madara with Sage Mode and Rinnegan got Black Zetsuit. Genjutsu gives both Naruto and Jiraiya an L. Get good. As for ninjutsu, I don't believe I have to say a lot, even though I got a lot to say. Jiraiya has a far superior arsenal, it's not even fair. Despite Naruto having larger chakra, which gives him the ability to create more shadow clones, Jiraiya doesn't depend on shadow clones that much anyway, and he certainly doesn't seem to get tired easily. Chakra is not a problem for him. But I was thinking, Naruto has Rasen Shuriken, which basically can't be countered by someone like Jiraiya. He doesn't absorb ninjutsu, he can't use Shinra Tensei, and it's not easy to dodge it. Especially since he throws it and then it expands on his command. Then I thought, wait, Rasen Shuriken is wind. Jiraiya is a fire style specialist. I realized this as I'm writing the script. According to Yamato, if an element was produced in relative levels, it could counter another. In this case, Rasen Shuriken would only increase Jiraiya's firepower. Which technique am I talking about? Giant flame bombs, the strongest fire technique Jiraiya has. For more info on Jiraiya's ninjutsu abilities, check out my Jiraiya ninja profile video. That would be cool. Next up is Sage Mode duration. Jiraiya takes it easily. Both need time to gather natural energy, but that's irrelevant in a fight where they're already sages. But Jiraiya could last for as long as the toads are on his shoulders, while Naruto needs shadow clones, but in doing so, it affects the only advantage he had. And that's chakra, since shadow clones distribute chakra equally among the clones. And it also takes away from the natural energy he has already. And the toads, not only do they give Jiraiya infinite Sage Mode, but better collaboration techniques, which adds to his already massive ninjutsu arsenal. And for the people who say Jiraiya needs the toads for Sage Mode, think again, cause Jiraiya was shown in Sage Mode without the toads. And Fukasaku said that their fusion was only to split roles, not due to his inability to enter Sage Mode. And as for why he deactivated Sage Mode when Shima left, it's cause he said he wanted to make sure of something, and I would guess he was planning on leaving. Actually, I've been thinking of making a what if video about that for a while, but too lazy. So yeah, Jiraiya's Sage Mode has been taken lightly for long enough, I'd say. Not only that, but Naruto needs to stay completely still in order to go into Sage Mode, as with every other Sage except Kabuto who has Jugo's DNA, also Hashirama who's just BS. The guy stops moving for literally one panel and he's already a Sage. Jiraiya only needs to keep his hands together for 5 minutes while being free to move, run, or use techniques that don't require hand signs. Naruto has to stay still, and he needs prep time if he wants to go into Sage mode each time it runs out. Let's also not forget that Pain said he would have lost to Jiraiya had he known his secret. And I'm not saying Jiraiya wins for sure against Pain, I'm saying it could go both ways. After all, as I mentioned above, we saw what Jiraiya could do with a bit of intel. And then, he managed to kill the animal path right under their noses a second time. And on the other hand, we have Pain, who was certain he'd beat Naruto even when he almost had full intel while the Diva path was still recovering and Naruto technically lost. But how did he lose? He got pinned. Why did he get pinned? Because Pain killed Fukasaku. And if that was Jiraiya, that wouldn't have happened since they'd be fused. Yeah, don't clap for me. Itachi's cheeks were already clapping as he ran from the guy. But seriously though, I don't see Naruto winning unless Jiraiya is exhausted before Naruto, but honestly, how long would the fight last with Jiraiya's incredible arsenal of ranged techniques? Another thing that gets me thinking, Naruto is able to push back Kyuubi with a barrage of massive Rasengans while it was only half of Kyuubi and it didn't incapacitate him, but only pushed him back into his cage. It's a feat that puts Sage Naruto above a lot of Kage level characters. But even so, Fukasaku's tongue knife could make most of them disappear. I don't think sound genjutsu would work since Naruto's in Sage mode. I honestly don't see Naruto doing a thing besides shadow clones. Everything he does is easily countered, and shadow clones would put tongue knife to good use, as I mentioned. If you don't agree, well, at least we can all agree that Minato's Sage mode and KCM make no sense. Yeah, I admit, I'm a Jiraiya tard, but counter this, my guys. But seriously, thank you guys so much for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.